There are crimes, and then there are catastrophes, and the robbery of the snack vault. That was an extinction-level event. Deep beneath the town's old birdbath sat a secret known only to a handful of trusted creatures, a bunker built from stolen lunchboxes, rusted license plates, and Tupperware lids. Inside this makeshift fortress rested the greatest treasure ever hoarded by Paws the Snack Vault. Generations of discarded cheeseburgers, pizza crusts, tuna cans, and peanut butter spoons. It was a temple, a legend, a myth so powerful that raccoons wrote folk songs about it on trash lids. And now, it was empty, stripped bare, pillaged. Gone. Big Cheek's oversized orange feline protagonist with a belly like a warm beanbag chair had only one thought as he stared into the echoing snackless pit: this is what rock bottom feels like. The walls of the vault still smelled faintly of beef jerky and half-eaten taquitos, but the golden piles of food were gone. Only a single pickle slice remained, slowly spinning in place like the saddest record ever pressed. Stolen, Clavs said flatly, her scarred tail flicked. Clean job, precision. They knew exactly what they were after. Gary the parrot flapped overhead and landed upside down on a rope swing someone once made out of spaghetti. They even took the emergency sardine stash, he croaked. This is madness. The Dip brothers, two raccoons in identical mismatched hoodies, were muttering in trash canese, their native dialect. Berkeley lay curled up in the corner, rocking back and forth. The vault was supposed to be forever, ... double quotes, he whispered. It had cheeseburgers from 22-1, ... Big Cheeks turned away. He couldn't look, it hurt too much. Like watching someone eat the last bite of your chicken nugget. Who? He finally asked. Barkley's eyes bulged. Squirrels. The room went cold. No one spoke, because everyone knew the squirrels were many things: fast, organized, tiny, unhinged, but worst of all, strategic. Big Cheeks squinted toward the horizon. His brain ran at half speed from emotional overload. But even he could calculate the risk. They hit us when we were full, he whispered. When our bellies were happy, we got comfortable. And they got hungry. Clavzilla stepped forward. What did we do? Big Cheeks stared at the remains of the vault. We take it back. The plan begins. It was the most ambitious idea since the time Berkeley tried to chase a mail truck through a hedge maze. A counter-heist. Step 1. Find the Squirrel Syndicate. Step 2. Infiltrate their hideout. Step 3. Reclaim the snacks. Step 4. Don't die. Big Cheeks paced around the backyard jungle gym, drawing blueprints in chalk on the pavement with a chewed-up crayon. The squirrels moved fast. That means they've set up a temp stash somewhere before shipping it to the big tree. Everyone gasped. The big tree wasn't just a tree. It was the squirrels' capital city, their fortress, their headquarters. Rumor said it had elevators made from shoelaces and snack vaults guarded by chipmunks trained in martial arts. Gary squawked. We'll never make it inside. Big Cheeks raised a paw. We don't have to. We intercept the transport. Catch the snacks before they arrive? How? Berkeley asked. You think they're delivering stolen food by Uber? Big Cheeks grinned. Nope. Squirrels don't trust anyone but their own kind, which means he held up a piece of fur. We infiltrate them. Operation Nutjob Phase 1. Disguise. The Dip brothers duct-taped acorns to their heads. Clavzilla rubbed dirt on her fur and glared at everything within 5 feet. Berkeley rolled in mulch until he looked like a walking shrub. Gary ... tied 2 walnuts to his feet and called them jet boots and Big Cheeks. He wore a bush, like an actual bush. It was a potted plant taped to his back with leaves stuck in his ears. He looked like a furry salad bar. And yet, somehow majestic. Phase 2, the stakeout. The gang spread out across rooftops and fences, watching, waiting, listening for the telltale chitter-chatter of squirrel operatives. The hours passed slowly. Clavzilla sharpened her claws on a frisbee. Barkley fell asleep standing up. Big Cheeks nibbled a string cheese stick he found under a bench and called it field rations. Then it happened. A convoy, 3 squirrels in black ski masks, scampered out from behind the playground. Each carried a sack twice their size. The snacks were on the move. Let's go. Big Cheeks whispered quietly. Gary immediately screamed. I see them, and dive-bombed a squirrel. So much for quietly. The chase squirrels are fast. Terrifyingly fast, but Big Cheeks had something better. Momentum. He rolled. He bounced. He thundered across the playground like a wrecking ball made of fur and indignation. Clavzilla zipped ahead, cutting off a squirrel near the swing set. Barkley slammed into a seesaw and was launched gracefully into a birdbath. The Dip brothers performed a synchronized trash dive and emerged holding 2 half-filled snack bags. Split up, Big Cheeks roared. Don't let any of them escape. Chaos exploded. Gary flapped through a tire swing. Clavzilla chased a squirrel into a trash can and emerged victorious. With 1 stolen hot dog, Big Cheeks finally cornered the lead squirrel near the sandbox. The squirrel hissed. You're too late, Tubby. The shipment's already gone. Phase 2 is live. Big Cheeks narrowed his eyes. What's Phase 2? The squirrel grinned. You'll see. Then vanished into the storm drain. Big Cheeks stared after him, fur bristling. Phase 2, something bigger was coming. Back at HQ, The team was exhausted and bruised, but 2 snack sacks had been recovered. Inside were pizza crusts, cheese cubes, fish-flavored crackers, and one single glorious mini corn dog. It wasn't much, but it was proof. Proof that the squirrels had hit more than just the snack vault. They were running a full operation now, a black market snack empire. And if Phase 2 was real, they weren't just robbing vaults anymore, they were coming for the pantries. The squirrels had gone too far. Raiding the snack vault was one thing, traumatizing, yes, but to move into full-scale pantry invasions, that was war. By sunrise, word had spread, barking, hissing, shouting, in 3 languages, including one only raccoons understood. The snack world was falling apart. Hoarders were hiding biscuit crumbs in flower pots. Crows were selling moldy fries on the black market. Dogs were forming neighborhood watch groups. Even the humans were confused, wondering why their snacks kept vanishing off countertops at record speed. And at the center of it all, in a cardboard box, thrown reinforced with duct tape, sat Big Cheeks. He munched dramatically on a dry tuna flake, while the rest of the snack force paced in circles. Gary squawked from his perch on a clothesline. The squirrels are organized, coordinated, military-grade tactical. I think I saw one, using a walkie-talkie made from a baby monitor. Clavzilla crossed her paws and scowled. We need to strike before they do. Hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast. The Dip brothers nodded in sync and tossed an acorn like a grenade. Barkley sniffed the air. So what's the plan? Big Cheeks stood, shaking crumbs from his fur like a lion preparing for battle. We robbed the squirrel bank. A stunned silence. Gary blinked. What? Their supply hub, Big Cheeks clarified. The main stash, not just the stolen vault goods, but all the snacks they've been stockpiling for months. Seeds, chips, noodles, probably entire rotisserie chickens. Where? Clavzilla asked. Big Cheeks unrolled a weathered treasure map drawn on the back of a fast food placemat. The big tree. Gasps echoed. The big tree was ancient, towering, an entire ecosystem, a skyscraper made of bark and paranoia. It was protected by hundreds of hyper-caffeinated squirrels. You want to waltz into Squirrel Bank HQ and just take the snacks back? Berkeley asked. Big Cheeks grinned. No. Pause. I want to break in from beneath it. The heist plan. The blueprints were a mess of ketchup stains and scribbled crayon diagrams. But the plan was genius. Step 1. The tunnel dig. A secret tunnel from the storm drain behind the dog park to the root system under the big tree. Step 2. Disguise. Infiltration. Gary and the Dip brothers would create chaos at the surface, posing as rival squirrel gangs to draw attention away from the vault. Step 3. Vault entry. Big Cheeks and Clavzilla would sneak into the underground pantry room via an old plumbing pipe, disable the security squirrels, and extract the loot. Step 4. Snack extraction. Use a laundry basket pulley system to lift snacks out through the hollow tree trunk, then drop them down a squirrel slide stolen last spring. Step 5. Run. Training begins. The next day was madness. Big Cheeks practiced his tunnel wriggle using a cardboard shipping tube. He got stuck twice and had to be buttered out. Clavzilla sparred with a garden gnome until its head fell off. Gary built squirrel disguises using pipe cleaners, pine cones, and glitter. The Dip brothers tried to smuggle nachos across the backyard in a plastic lunchbox and were intercepted by an actual possum. By evening, the team was bruised, covered in mulch, and ready. Tomorrow night, Big Cheeks said, we dig, we steal, we feast. He looked toward the horizon. And if we don't come back, Barkley sniffled, remember us as heroes who died doing what we loved. Gary raised a wing, stealing snacks. Big Cheeks nodded solemnly. Exactly. The night of the heist, moonlight spilled across the park like silver syrup. The big tree loomed, lit from beneath by LED acorn lanterns, and guarded by sentry squirrels doing synchronized nut-stacking drills. Far below the surface, the snack force tunneled. The Dip brothers dug like they were born with mini shovels for paws. Clavzilla crawled ahead with feline grace. Gary kept lookout by pretending to be a shrub with googly eyes and big cheeks. He sweated, he wheezed, he got stuck again, but he kept going. By midnight, they reached the target, a damp root tunnel leading straight to the underground snack chamber. Berkeley stayed above ground with a walkie-talkie made from a baby monitor and an old smartwatch. His only job, bark if anything looked squirrelly. Inside the vault, the chamber was bigger than anyone expected. Piles of sunflower seeds, bags of stolen chips, candy wrappers glistening like gold bars. There were even bite-sized meatballs floating in a jar of mystery gravy. Big Cheeks' pupils dilated. We're gonna need a bigger basket. Clavilla tapped his head. Focus. Disable the alarm. They crawled to the control panel, a pint wired to a carrot and 2 AA batteries. Gary squawked over the radio. Distraction in place. Squirrels chasing the Dip brothers. One of them set fire to a Nutrigrain bar. Perfect, Big Cheeks whispered. He flipped the switch. Nothing happened. Then click. The locks dropped. The snack vault opened. They had 10 minutes. Snack extraction. Barkley's pulley System wheezed and groaned as basket after basket of goodies was raised into the night sky. Cookies, fries, grilled, cheese chunks, even a suspiciously intact churro. Back at HQ, raccoons cheered, birds danced. A frog played jazz. Big Cheeks moved faster than ever, stuffing snacks into crates, taping labels like Operation Cheese Storm and Crispy Critical Cargo. Then Gary's voice exploded through the radio. We've been made. I repeat, they're coming, and they're throwing stale cereal. Suddenly an explosion of fur and squeaks. The squirrel guard had returned. Big Cheeks looked at Clavzilla. No time. We make a run for it. But the meatballs, we go now. They slid through the pipe, snacks clutched in jaws and claws, tumbling into the storm drain exit, just as a wave of squirrel reinforcements slammed into the vault. Big Cheeks rolled out and landed on Barkley. Oof, did we get it? Barkley asked. Gary landed face first in a spaghetti sandwich. Oh yeah, we got it. Victory. Or so they thought back at HQ. The feast was wild. Tuna everywhere. Cheese flavored everything. Even Barkley cried as he chewed a mini cupcake with one eye open. Big Cheeks sat atop the snack mountain, breathing heavy. We did it, he whispered. We actually did it. Then he noticed something, a strange blinking light, embedded in one of the stolen snack bags. He squinted. It beeped once. Twice. Clawzilla stepped closer. What is that? Big Cheeks' fur stood on end. It's a tracker. Everyone went still. From the bushes came the rustle of leaves, and the unmistakable sound of hundreds of tiny feet. Phase 2 wasn't a bluff, it had just begun. The blinking light pulsed like a heartbeat, flashing red against the pile of stolen snacks. A hush fell over the snack force. Big Cheeks blinked slowly. No one breathed. A single corn chip fell to the ground with a soft crunch that echoed through the silence like a firework in a library. Clavzilla hissed. It's a tracker. Gary's pupils dilated to dinner plates. We've been set up. Barkley looked around in panic. What do we do? What do we do? I'm not ready to go to squirrel prison. Big Cheeks stepped forward, tail low, his gut jiggling with the momentum of decisions. No cat should have to make this late at night. They're coming, and this time, they know where we live. The bushes rustled again. This time it wasn't imagination. It wasn't wind. It was the soft, synchronized marching of an army. The squirrels weren't just angry. They were prepared, trained, organized. From the treetops, dozens of red eyes gleamed in the moonlight. Squirrel commandos? They wore walnut shell helmets. They carried sharpened popsicle sticks. One even had a cape made of tissue paper flapping behind him like a warlord in a snack apocalypse. Big Cheeks turned to the crew. We hold the yard. Barkley's ears twitched. Hold it with what? We have no weapons. Gary screeched. I have a toothbrush taped to a stick. Clavzilla unsheathed her claws. I was born for this. The first wave hit hard. Tiny bodies flung themselves over fences, sliding down power lines, bursting from gutters like snack-seeking missiles. The garden turned into a battlefield. Corn chips flew. Acorn bombs exploded in bursts of glitter and regret. Someone launched a marshmallow cannon. It was unclear who, but the impact was both sticky and majestic. Barkley charged into battle, howling and knocking over a wheelbarrow filled with expired peanut butter jars. One squirrel latched onto his tail and was spun through the air like a furious fuzzy boomerang. The Dip brothers ran distraction, tossing crackers into the air to confuse the attackers. It worked briefly until one squirrel caught a cheese puff midair and screamed for flavor, before tackling Gary into a bird bath. Big Cheeks held the high ground on top of the barbecue grill. He swatted squirrels left and right, one paw after another, like a furry pinball machine of doom, but they kept coming. More and more. It was endless. Then Clavzilla leaped into the fray, a blur of claws, fur, and hissing vengeance. She spun through the air and landed in the heart of the squirrel swarm, slicing open a bag of trail mix and weaponizing raisins with pure rage. Picked the wrong pantry, punks. It wasn't enough. The squirrels had numbers, strategy, and apparently rocket-powered skateboards. Fall back, Big Cheeks shouted. Get the snacks to safety. But the vault? Barkley barked. Forget the vault to save the snacks. One by one, the team retreated through the garden, dragging crates of stolen goods through the tunnel. Gary flew air support, dropping breadcrumbs from above like glittery bombs. Clavzilla covered the rear, growling like a broken blender. Cheeks was the last to leave. He turned, panting, eyes narrowing at the oncoming horde. Then he saw him. Atop the garden fence stood the squirrel leader, tall for a squirrel, muscular, wearing a monocle made from a bottle cap and a tiny sash made of dental floss. General Nibbleston. They locked eyes. Big Cheeks snarled. Nibbleston grinned. This isn't over, Big Cheeks whispered. Then he turned and dove into the tunnel. The battle was over, but the war had just begun. In the sewer safe house, the team regrouped. Barkley was wrapped in duct tape and covered in ketchup. Gary had feathers missing. The Dip brothers had snack dust in their ears. Clavzilla licked a scratch on her paw, silently plotting. Revenge and Big Cheeks stood silently in front of the stash. What was left of it they had saved: some half the churros, 3 meatballs, an unopened box of crackers, and what might have been a pudding cup, but it wasn't enough. Not for a world on the edge of snack collapse. We'll rebuild, Clavzilla said. No, Big Cheeks said. We fight smarter. They turned to him. I let them come to us. I was reactive. But squirrels, they plan ahead. They play the long game. If we're going to win, we need to do what no snack force has ever done before. Barkley raised a paw. Eat vegetables. No, Big Cheeks said. Go undercover. Gasps echoed through the room. We get inside the squirrel ranks, we become them. We train, we infiltrate. And when they least expect it, we steal their blueprints, their recipes, their secrets. Then we hit every one of their hidden snack vaults. And if we fail? Gary asked. Big Cheeks smirked, licking cheese dust off his whiskers. Then we go down in history, with full bellies. And with that, the snack force began planning the most daring operation of all. Operation Nutcracker. Because when the world turns against flavor, only one thing stands in the way of squirrel domination. A very fat, very determined cat.